Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are at the Huber Technik factory in Bravaria in Germany. We're here with Veronica.
Hello.
And she's going to be showing us around the factory and everything they make. So just for anyone who doesn't know, the Huber Technik, we got our roll that is on the upstand on the slatted shed from them. So we've the N20 roll, which probably one of them there looks very similar anyways.
Yeah.
Well, give us a bit of a run through of the business.
Yeah, so the company was founded in 1925. My great-grandparents founded the company back then. We started with a taxi company, and then the machines got bigger, the tools got bigger, and we built conveyor systems, so small conveyor systems, and we got into the agribusiness. And since 1990, we do dairy mats with rubber, containing rubber or out of rubber.
So and you use we'll see it later, but you use all recycled virgin tire compound.
Yes, correct. So we're gonna see that later. So we use the material which the tire factories are not able to use anymore, but not because they are already used and recycled, but because of the highest safety standards.
Yeah, they're basically off tires.
Yes, correct. Correct.
They're the fourth generation.
I'm the fourth generation. Yeah, I'm running the business now today with my parents and then also my sister.
Well, it's nice to see family businesses.
Yeah, right. It's rare.
Yeah.
We're located here in Erding, that's close to Munich Airport, very close, so just a 10 minutes drive. And nowadays we're located kind of in the middle of the city again. So when we moved or built up everything here, we were in the middle of nowhere, but nowadays we're inside the city and lots of houses around us, which makes industry a little more complicated. Let's see, production a little more complicated.
Just for anyone who may know Erding is famous for its beer.
For the beer, yes. So we just walk back to that hall. This hall is 100 meters long, and we walk back to the point where the raw material is delivered. That's all storage room. That's a good thing about rubber, because you don't need a roof or anything. So we put everything here. And that's basically our area where we store all the Irish rolls.
Fun fact for anyone else watching, that's some of the first snow I've seen all year.
So yeah, this is where it all starts. So we get material either on a walking floor vehicle, which just goes into the hall and unloads the material, or we get it in boxes, as you can see here. That's basically the material, very big rubber
pieces.
Pieces. So we can walk in the hall. So this is how it looks like at the beginning, and we need to shred that, to cut that a little smaller to process it, and we do that on those machines over there. So that's already maintenance because of end of the year.
Yeah.
So usually the machines are running, but it's 3 days before Christmas. So those are sharing machines built by ourselves, so at the mechanical engineering part of our company. And those sharings, so we put those very big pieces there, and they just cut it to smaller ones, and we're able to process those smaller pieces of rubber. And what we do, a vehicle would go there, put the rubber and put it on top of this conveyor system. And this is where all the production line starts. So we're gonna get up there and see what happens there. So those smaller pieces of rubber go on top here. This is a metal detection, because metal would
Wouldn't
destroy,
be good.
destroy our machines, and then also would not be good for the cattle, for the dairy mat. And then underneath us there is a very big machine which kind of, how do you say that in English? It's like a dough which is made, like mix it, yeah, correct. It's mixed with some chemicals, and then it's heated up. So in the end we want a very good mixture of the raw material, heated up together with the sulfur, for example, and accelerators, which we need to put into that mixture. So imagine there is a very long line of rubber going over every conveyor belt. So usually if the machines are working, the mixture gets down there. We can have a look later, and then it just continues through mills, through heating up systems, cooling down, and so on and so on. That at this machine over there, the finished mixture is completed. So that's the machine I was talking about, the mixing machine.
Yes.
And the material would stay inside there for, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, be mixed up, and then portion by portion would go out of this machine and run through over those conveyors. Those are like rollers, mills, which press all the air out of the mixture. And
Start laying it off.
yes, correct. So it would run through here, it would go up here, and that's the last big machine which finalizes the mixture. So this is where the final section, so you saw that on the video, so maybe you can, I don't know, show some of those. Where
it comes through and it goes through all the rollers.
Yes, correct. And then it goes here, and then it's rolled up here, and we don't even have a roll here today.
So it's just you could see the not finished product, but a product ready to be molded.
Yes, correct. A mixture, a rubber mixture, not vulcanized yet, but ready for production,
yes.
Ready for vulcanizing, is made here. Oh, this is the offcuts. So you can imagine this is like the. So yeah, you can smell the rubber, huh?
Yeah. So that's your like a roll that would come from there.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yes.
Correct. So this is how it looks like. You can feel it. It's still a little sticky, and it's not vulcanized. And if you have, you're very powerful. You can. You can still damage it.
Process, yeah.
Yes, correct. So this is how it looks like when it comes out of this last machine over there. And here we have already 2 presses. So this is our press hall. We have the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. So those machines basically all do the same. They have a different dimension which they can press at once. So different length, different widths. See the very last piece of the raw rubber. So imagine the roll. There are several rolls depending on the thickness of the material which is made. So we sometimes put just 2 rolls of this raw material which we just saw. Sometimes we put 4, depending on the thickness.
So you'd be putting in 4 layers together to go into the machine,
Yes,
into the
correct.
press.
Yes, correct. And depending on the product, so those rolls which we saw over there would be unrolled here.
Yes.
And then they would go through the press, and this would just be a continuous process. And this material has fabric on the back. So you can see here the fabric is coming from down there, and then it's pressed to the rubber, into the rubber. And then sometimes we have the fabric between. And this would be done like putting 2 layers down there, putting the fabric from this place through in between
the layers.
More
correct.
strength or-
And then yes, giving more strength. That's basically the main.
It's like
the
you're
main-
playing your tire.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And there we have silicone paper which we put on top because we need that that the rubber doesn't stick to the mold, correct? Because it's metal here, so you see the mold here. And then this hammered profile, which how we call it, is coming from this mold,
From the mold.
right? Yes. So let's go to the biggest press which we have. So we have an area here where we test different fixings, different how to unroll it, how to pre-stress it. So we just built this area here just for internal tests. That's the boiler house, which we saw in the video. So we produce steam out of gas or oil, so we can switch that. And the steam runs our presses. That's the biggest press which we have. And it can make up to 1 meters with one
Press.
press, yes. So yeah, this is same procedure as we saw over there. Would unroll the raw rubber rolls here, and it would go into the press like this.
Feeds into it.
Yes.
And that
that's how it's
presses 2 rolls
done. Correct. That's
together.
2 rolls together.
side
yeah.
to side.
Yes, and we can exchange the molds to do different products. So,
Yes.
But this is quite an effort. So we try to collect as many orders with one product
at the
and then
time.
do it. Yeah. This is the only press where we have like a big.
We're going down there.
Yeah, you can go down there and just see how big this machine is at the bottom.
They're the hydraulic rams, are they? 10 big hydraulic rams. The
Even
size,
down there, you can.
the size of the ram for creating the pressure
Oh yeah.
on the press.
Whole machine weighs 400 tons, and then we have a pressure of 300 bar. You say bar?
300 bar.
They're putting up 300 bar.
Yeah. So here you can
14 pounds of pressure to the back.
738 tons of pressure.
Each ram.
Yes.
So the press is 400 ton in weight.
Press is 400
Yes,
ton in
correct.
weight. Each
Yes.
ram puts 738 tons
Yes, correct.
of
Pressure per square inch.
Yes, correct.
Times 10.
times 10.
10. That's a lot of pressure.
7.
The silage out of the pit.
Bottom meets top.
Bottom comes up.
Correct, correct. And then we have some cooling zones at the back and in the front, and that's the reason why we can make it continuously. So there is always one part which is not vulcanized, which is then going to the back. So yeah, and then
So-
that's the finished material
Yes.
now, and it cools down at this area. So there would be like some seals here, and they cut it away so to clean it. And then it's rolled up there, but then we have a very last step, which I'm going to show you now, where it's commissioned then. So it's cut
Yeah.
to the sizes, to the length, which the
Can see.
customer needs.
So when that machine will be in full flight, is it continuously moving on, roll up,
Yes.
press, moving on? It's not waiting for it to cool, or
No,
is there
no.
like cooling jets in
No,
that to
no,
cool
it's
it
not.
down?
So this just cools how it lies.
Naturally, just as it
naturally,
lies.
correct. And the pressing is takes like 10 minutes, something like this, and that's enough to cool
Yes.
that down.
Aye, so it's every whatever meters is
That's 10
10.
meters
Oh, it's
for
10.
approximately
Gets a
10.
chance to cool, then roll.
Correct.
10 meters, 10 minutes, move on. 10
Correct.
meters, 10 minutes,
Yes,
move on.
correct.
minute.
And this one specifically, that's 8 millimeters, and this could be made up to 70 meters length.
Yes.
but
in a roll.
in a roll, but then not because the press, as I
it's the
said.
weight
It's the weight of the
Correct.
roll.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's your product for going on the mattress beds
Yes.
for the cubicles.
Yes, correct. So we would put latex 40 or 30 mil underneath, and then it's kind of a
Sandwich
mattress.
it.
Sandwich.
So as we're here, we can quickly watch the small rubber parts which we're producing. I think we say on our webpage, we say that we have something like 40 presses, and that's the area where most of them are. So we have big presses, so 6 or 7, which do the dairy rubber, and then we have a lot of small presses, which you can see here, for the special rubber parts. You can see all the molds in the back. Daniel knows where the molds are. No one else does, but he knows. This is, for example, those tires for the kennel cameras.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so we have different sizes here. And this is,
They're solid rubber rolls, is it?
yes, yes, correct. And then this is how it looks like when it comes out of the press.
Yeah.
And then that's Daniel who does it, cleans everything with the hand. So this, yeah, that's also for an agricultural machinery, I think for harvesting wheat. So they put it somewhere, I don't know exactly, somewhere in the machine for harvesting wheat.
So like all rubber bushings and stuff like that, that's all made here. If it's rubber and it's
Yeah.
relatively small.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Storage areas, we store the foam, for example, over there. So that's just the storage room for the fabric, so the red one and the white one. And then that's the foam which we put underneath the top cover, the rubber
So
top
the
cover.
roll that we've seen in the big press,
Yes.
when you do a cubicle mat or cubicles, you put down that and then
Yes,
your
correct.
roll then goes across that.
Yes, that's correct.
So you get your mattress effect.
You want a higher level of comfort, and you put your roll on top then.
And then that's
You
your
screw
cubicle
that-
space.
Yes, correct. So we have a 4GS soft bed, which is a 4 millimeters top cover, and then the mattress, and then we have an 8GS.
Need to pay for a hotel room. No. Sit here last night. Oh,
good idea. Yeah, no, that's not the. And we have it in 30 and 40 mil and different.
Oh,
thickness.
the actual thickness
Yes,
of the mattress.
Thickness of the mattress, of the latex. And then we also have it or offer it already wrapped in plastic. So as you can see it here. So that's a solution. So we always recommend to wrap it in plastic, either manually or you can have it already wrapped. Done.
And I mean, and don't mix this up with. We've some competitors out there, and they would use like waste mattress material or something, and try and put a really thick foam. This is purpose made for agri.
For that job.
It's made for cows. It has latex in it, so there's like a memory. So
Yeah.
like, whereas we've lots of competitors, and maybe it's twice the thickness, but you can see the grain
Yeah.
of the foam as big as your thumbnail.
In it.
And what happens then is, well, the top cover is strong enough, but if your foam falls to pieces,
And it gets,
you've no comfort
it
then.
gets
Like,
displaced then,
Yeah.
where all the high pressure points gets.
yeah, that
Pressed
all
down.
sinks down,
Yeah.
and then you have no, all you have then is just pools of
Pools
dirty
of-
water.
People have in their mind the thicker the mattress is, the more comfortable and the
Not
more
necessarily.
the better. And that's not necessarily like
But we
this.
stopped
Correct.
making,
Yeah.
our phones got thinner, they just got better. It's the same with this, you know.
Good comparison. We continue that way. Okay, so now we saw how the raw material is processed. We saw how the raw material is pressed with heat and pressure. And we saw how the finished material comes out of the press. And now we go to that part which does the commissioning of all the rolls. So this is done here. We have two different cutting machines here. Imagine the rolls, the finished rolls would be unrolled here, put on this cutting machine, and then it has kind of a counter, so it counts the length of the roll, and it's rolled up again at the end, and then it's cut to the exact length.
Yes.
Because we don't have any standard length, but the customer orders.
It's made to length
Yes, correct.
or cut to length.
Those
Yeah.
are all homemade machines.
All made in-house.
Yeah, and then it's rolled up here again, and here you can see already, so that's the width and the length, and usually you are also, or the people working here also put the commission number or the order
Yeah,
number,
order number.
on it, correct, and then they put it outside until the container, truck,
Transport.
whatever,
Yeah.
transport
So that was basically
arrives.
how our roll arrived.
Yes,
Like,
yeah. That's basically it. We can have a look at the mechanical engineering part as well. Right, so now nothing with rubber anymore. Just don't look in there. Here is all about metal, and we
Yeah.
can go to the back end of the hall and see how the. So when we start processing the metal, so we have a storage area over there.
Yes.
So this is all metal sheets. And usually when we start the process, the metal sheet has to be cut into a specific size, right?
Yes.
So you always need a specific shape, and this is done here in this laser cutter machine. The next step would be bending it. So we then yes, folding, bending. So we have a dimension, we have a shape which is cut, which looks like this, for example, after cutting at the laser machine, and then we need to bend it, and this is done here at this machine.
It's a very fancy machine.
So that's a very brand new one.
I don't think
just
I've ever
1 year.
seen a bending machine like that, no.
The person who works here would take the metal plate and put it in here, and depending on the tool which is inside here,
Yes.
it would bend to a specific angle and everything, and he sees everything. So you
And it's all the programming of
yes,
it. And
correct. So this is the sheet metal, and then this is what he has to do here. This step, bending it to 90 degrees.
so he just puts
angle.
in 90 degrees, and then when he presses
Yes.
it, it's only going to come down to that specific spot.
Yes, correct.
It's not he bends it so far and he has to take it out
Oh,
and
no,
check
no,
it.
no. Oh, no.
And all the conveyors, everything is designed in-house.
Yes.
When you get a specific job, you have engineers that just sit down and design it for specific
correct.
jobs.
So,
And
yes, correct. So how it usually works is that we get a plan of a hall, recycling hall, furniture processing hall, and they say we have this and this and this machine, and find me connections or draw, or how could those machines be connected.
Move stuff from here to there and
Correct,
back again.
correct. And we have this type of product or stuff which needs to be transported. And then this sometimes has an angle, as you can see here.
Yes.
For example, this has an angle, or this can just be straight and flat.
Serious engineering to be given a plan, sit down and say we need this, that and other, and then sketch it that this is where it's going, and then sit down and then engineer it. That's
what we do.
Yeah, that's fair work, so it is.
Yeah. And then of course all those machines should have the color of the company or the color of whatever.
Yes.
And so we have a painting. You can have a look there. So all the metals which is not stainless steel are painted to the customer's color wish. And we do that here. We first of all need to sandblaster it. So that's our sandblaster.
Oh! Wow.
You can see the halls where before the big machines came, you know.
Yes.
5 years ago we replaced it with an older one which was smaller, and we had to break through that wall that it still fits,
So that piece is just after going through.
Yes, correct.
So that's like...
This is what inside there.
Oh!
Oh, it's like steel shot.
Yeah, it's steel.
Yeah, steel.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
So it's not sand.
It's not
No,
sand.
no, it's not
It's
sand.
steel shot.
Oh, no, you can't sandblast with sand anymore. No, silicon sand, no, it was deadly. So it's steel shot. We blast with glass. Crushed glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, with the steel shot, then
Steel
there's
shot
no
is-
dust or anything.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So glass is more
And then
like
you're
steel.
blasting new steel.
And it goes back around again for the next time. Steel shots, yeah.
Yes, correct.
Oh, yeah,
so those
recycled.
can be cleaned, recycled, and then it goes back in.
Brought over the. What was the video last night?
1200.
You should run that. You should get.
I had a 1200 chassis.
Yeah, run it through that.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
That's the painting area. You can see that.
Yeah.
So 2 people are working there, and they're just painting it. Red or white or green or yellow.
Whatever colour the customer wants.
Yes.
Some operation.
You go home now, you can make up a few racks like that so we can paint the parts of the tractor.
No, I can't weld, so you may do it.
Actually, before painting and also before sandblastering, it's welded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do that in several places here. We weld different metal things. I would say that's 50% ready. So you can see it's a lasered, banded, painted, sandblasted, welded product.
Starting to be put together.
Yeah, correct. And then it's assembled at this area here, assembling area, and at the very back it's the printed.
Final. Yeah.
Nicely.
See, the PTO never got much work here. One drive.
5th wheel trailer.
Continental H.O. Pine.
Yeah.
That's very much the Continental
Oh,
style,
yeah.
right?
We have a dolly on the front.
We bought a Dice. Dice we bought one time.
To another department where we do a lot of drilling,
Yeah.
metal drilling. You can see that because we have brand new machines and no one wants to see them.
That's all to make parts for your conveyors.
Put the drawing straight to the machine.
All right.
It's connected right up to the ERP, so
Yeah. They'd be put straight to it, so then the engineer or mechanic that's here doing it just sees them in front of them and works away. You put in and then the arms come in and work it. That's it.
That's it.
And that is it from the Huber Technik tour. Big thanks to Veronica for showing us around. It's brilliant. So fascinating. The work that goes into the engineering the conveyors is, yeah, and some yeah, it's serious best stuff. But thanks again for
sure,
showing us
you're
around. It's been
welcome.
absolutely brilliant. I hope everyone has enjoyed watching the video, and as always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from us. Good luck.